Hmm. That was interesting. Okay, it said recording in progress. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, all right. I see. Participants 17. Invite. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, all right. Invite. All right. I don't know. Participants 18. All right. I don't know what else you do. It says invite. 18 people entered the waiting room. Invite. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. Copy invitation. Invite. Oh, for God's sake. 19 now. Oh, man. I don't. Yeah. No, I don't know. All right. I'm trying to figure out. It says, manage invite. And the invite screen comes up, but it doesn't show a list of people. All right, 7 people in the waiting. Hold on, view. Wait, okay. I don't know. Maybe I have to. Okay, admit all. Okay, I just did admit all. Yeah. Okay. Well, it says 18 people so far.
I'm on. I see
I'm
you.
now 20.
Hand up.
Okay. Oh, we have Alan Small, I think. Okay.
Here I am.
We are.
Oh, hold on. Let me put on the headphones. I'm gonna hang up the phone. I think we're okay.
I don't know if you can get a picture. You want a picture?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely wonderful.
You too.
Oh, it's so great to see everyone here. I see Emma. Let's see. We have Rochelle. Okay. Let's see who else we have. Alex Sherman,
Hi,
Galaxy.
Tom. Can you hear me, Tom?
Yes, I do. I hear you fine. Thank you. Beautiful. We have Lee Romer. Emma Smithin is here.
So we
Elaine
saved it,
Barrett.
right, Tom?
There he is. Oh, Popsy, baby.
This is from my mother's community.
Oh,
Okay, and we're joining in. They cannot be in it.
okay.
Show me the sign.
Oh, here I am. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know.
I was like,
Oh, waiting room
I wonder
one.
if I can get the picture here.
oh wait,
You will
maybe
if
they
you
can't
stop
see me.
talking unless
I
you
am.
do this.
No, I am.
Can they hear us?
Yeah,
It depends how you had said it.
but I
Okay, Lauren Seuss is in now. Okay, Adam Seuss, let me admit.
Like to accept
Okay,
the
Adam
camera.
Seuss is
Okay,
joining.
there we go.
We have 21.
Oh, there we are.
Okay,
Yeah, start
I see
video.
20.
okay, let's see.
Hold it so they can see your face.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
We gotta join in.
Oh, beautiful. Everyone is here.
Yes, Doll.
Yes.
They have it every couple of months, and today is.
Well, now I'm here.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay, let's see who else is coming.
Hold on.
Okay, it doesn't say anyone is waiting right now. I don't know. Let me see.
This is the leader.
There's Naomi.
Other people. Sal, you've
There
seen
you
you
are,
talked about
David.
this before.
Oh, hello. Hello.
I have to go to his house to see you.
Her name is.
I'm having trouble with the
Didn't return my call.
Oh, there's Ellen Small.
voice.
Oh, so beautiful to have you with us. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, we have 21 so
Hello to
far.
everyone.
I saw.
Oh, hello, hello.
Somebody's saying
Oh, there's Rachel. You're back,
to get all the
Rachel.
faces.
Rochelle.
And we're just from
Yes.
the same town.
Hi.
Hello,
How are you?
everybody.
All right, let me see. I don't know if anyone is still waiting. It doesn't look like right now. Participants 21.
Oh, you're back, Rachel. Okay. I saw.
Hi.
Oh,
Nice
so
to see you.
wonderful, wonderful.
Hello.
Invite. Oh, no. Invite.
Oh, hi, Emma.
Who's she?
I don't
Let me
know.
see. Manage participants.
Beyond.
It doesn't say anyone is waiting, so.
Probably a
They-
relative.
they-
So
they
this-
have to press
this-
the button.
people that
They have
come
to-
to that
They
area.
have to let
So
themselves
it's the
in.
people from my mother's hometown.
Oh,
I don't know.
Let me see, David, let me see how you look. Move closer, David.
You know her.
Okay,
Yeah,
now they're
I
nice.
know.
Because I have in our life, just, we don't miss one. That's why they picked me to, maybe I'll be able to.
Okay.
I'm glad we found you, David, when you rode away on your
But
bicycle.
maybe organize your
They
reading.
do it every
I'm
couple
not
of
afraid to touch
oh,
it.
you're in the car. Wow. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Amazing.
Emma. I
That's
didn't
Shelley.
like his voice, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is.
Hi, Marco.
Hi,
Nice
Saul.
to meeting you all.
Hi, nice to see you.
Hi, Mike.
Hi,
I wish we
David.
could meet
Waiting
in
room
person.
1. Waiting room 1, joint training.
Hey, Michael, how come you don't return my calls?
What is that?
Do you accept collect calls? I only call collect now.
Okay, Robin Seuss is now joining.
Hi, Rachel.
Okay.
Then where are you from?
Listen and stop saying the same.
See, I'm good, right? Fast, right?
Oh,
Talking about himself.
I didn't do anything.
Thank you, everything.
No, we're not.
oh, this is really wonderful. Okay, Ina is here. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, where's Laura?
There are more people coming up that.
Yeah, more people coming.
Sorkin.
Let's wait a
Oh,
little
Laura,
bit.
Laura
Yeah.
back.
Uh-huh.
Gloria. Oh, I see you over here. That's my friend's
That's Alan's fault.
daughter.
Not daughter.
I thought soccer's supposed to
My
be
friend,
Chinese.
he's American here. I'll tell you. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, the one you stole.
Peppy or Marshall?
Huh?
For Peppy and Marshall.
Hi, Sharon. Sharon, lean forward so I can meet
No,
you.
no. Yeah, no, yeah. Here she is, I know.
Mm.
I'm telling you.
That's pretty good.
She goes under different
Let's
names.
see, so far, so far still 22. Okay, Emma is with us.
Laura Baxter.
These people left.
All over the country.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I never see my picture, but I don't know.
Who is she? This lady?
I don't know what's
A
going
lot
That's
of
right.
feedback going on. From
Yes, there is.
Except for
That's Sharon's iPhone.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Michael is driving. Oh, both. That's nice, both. Very good.
Hmm.
Barry Goldsmith is not related to us. We figured it
Oh,
out.
there I am. Okay, I'm going to
Barry
rename
Goldsmith.
myself.
How are you?
Hold on.
I'm serious about the car. What are you gonna do with it? I have plans for it. Well, I have a bad job for I know
Whoops. Sorry.
it's gonna take, but
I'm just renaming put my name in there. Okay. Change. Okay, there I am.
Tom Garber.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't know how to rename my name. I want to write Naomi Bausch. It says Naomi Y. I don't know.
Oh.
You should be able to change that.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you think that we should start and light the candles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Bye
think you
for
should
sure.
start. I think it's a good idea to start.
Okay. I'm going to light the candles and we'll say the blessing. And we're going to say Lahadlik Ner Shel Yizkor Al HaKedoshim Shel Ivye. Okay. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner al yizkor hakedoshim shel Ivye.
Man,
The name
Oh.
or different.
Yeah. One had went out. I'm sorry. It's coming back on. It's coming back.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Both candles are up now. Okay.
On your face.
Okay.
They have to see you, not me.
Yeah, okay.
The name rings
Well,
out.
I think maybe what we should do is have everybody just, say their name and, just say hello. In the order it's showing on the screen. The first one is Naomi.
It's Naomi,
Yeah, there you are.
right
Yeah,
here.
okay.
You are.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, then we have Rochelle Abramovitz.
Okay. Hi, everyone. But
Hello.
everyone really knows me as Shelley Goldsmith.
Oh, okay, now we have Rochelle Stern.
Hi.
Oh,
It's
hello.
Salfedo.
Hello.
And Salfedo.
Oh, that's fantastic. So great to have you with us. Okay. And okay, that's changing the order for some reason on my screen. Okay. We have, let's have, next is Alan Small.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. In case everybody doesn't know, Alan Small is the last surviving Holocaust survivor.
It came from the same
So it is a great, great, great honor to have him with us. So now we have, on my screen is showing Sharon.
$49.99 a month for 600 megabit.
Oh, there she is. She's waving hello. Okay, let's see. Now we have,
Michael is in the.
Hello.
okay. Now we have Laurel. I'm sorry. It disappeared off the screen. Maybe you would like to say hello.
Yeah, my name is Laurel Bellin, and
Bellin, yes, that's right.
my grandmother was Sophia Coster. I don't know if anybody knew any of the Costers, but she was the baby of the family, Ivye.
Laura Bax
Where?
is on also. Laura Bax.
Oh, okay.
about her grandmother.
See ya?
Okay. Now we have Luba Sherman.
Laura, I don't see you.
Hi.
There she is. Oh, she's waving hello. Beautiful.
My name is Luba Sherman, maiden name Savitsky.
Oh.
Mother was born
That's who your mother was.
Oh, so wonderful to have you with us. Okay, now we have Lee Romer. Oh, she's waving hello. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, and next I have Robin.
Oh, I have the connection, but that's okay. My great grandfather was from Ivye, and he died before I was born. But I'm doing research for a novel that I'm writing and looking into all of this.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, next on my phone it says we have Sharon.
Again?
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, there she's in the car.
Well,
Okay.
Michael's driving.
Oh, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, now we have Emma Svinken.
A novel about Ivye. We should interview you.
Oh, she's waving hello. Okay. And I forget if I announced yet, Ina Savitsky is with us.
Hi, I'm Moshe Savitsky's daughter.
Oh, beautiful. So good.
Alan should remember.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. And then on my screen we have Robin Seuss.
Oh, Robin's right.
Robin.
That's mine.
Grandchild.
That's Jackie's friend.
Oh, okay. Let's see who else we have. Ina Sorkina. We have Dr. Sorkina. Oh, beautiful. Would you like to just wave or say hello? Oh, okay. She's with us. Now we have one who is, it just says Galaxy A70.
Hello. I am from Grodno.
Oh, beautiful. So glad to have you with us. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, and Adam Seuss we have with us also.
Oh, that's Robin's son.
Uh-huh. And Lauren Seuss.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Beautiful to have you with us.
She was going to do the cruise.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
It never
And
worked.
I don't know if we had...
Savitsky, I know the name Savitsky.
Yes, all right.
We have...
Oh, they don't
Hi,
see my
Alan.
name.
Hi.
I've been in your house in Washington
My name.
Township
Oh.
a long time ago.
Washington Township. She's been in your
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we met there.
Okay, and we have Barry Goldsmith.
I'm sorry to sit
Oh, that's Robin's brother.
It's not a little clear to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could hear me or not.
Yes, we hear you. Yes.
I'm Simon Goldsmith's son. Robin Suss is my sister, and Lauren Dustin Adams Suss are my niece and nephew.
Okay.
And I want to say hello to Sal Fetters. I haven't seen him in ages.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Now let's see, we have Sherry Zeitler with us.
No.
Oh, she's on mute right now.
Oh, no,
I know that name.
No, I cannot.
There you are, Sherry.
Oh, okay, she's waving hello. And, okay, and we have,
You can see on my phone.
oh, and Laura Bakst is with us also. Laura.
Laura, Stephen's daughter.
Oh, she was.
Hi, everyone. My grandfather was David Bax.
Yes, beautiful. So glad to have you with us. Absolutely beautiful. Okay.
Hi, Laura. How you doing?
Okay, is there anyone I missed who would just like to say hello to everybody?
Oh, maybe he tends to know.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I think so. May I?
Yes, of course.
My name is Tamara Shipka. I'm from Krudo.
Oh.
I'm the founder of the Jewish Resistance Museum about the Belsen partisans. And this is my interest of meeting you and getting to know you.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. We're so glad to have you with us from the Jewish Heritage Museum. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, well.
Hi there, Madam. I'm Simon Goldsmith's grandson.
Oh, well, welcome. So glad to have you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't leave anyone out. Anyone else who would like to say hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Elena Messi. Sophia is daughter.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Anyone else who would like to say hello?
Hello.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, so glad to have you with us. Okay. I'm sorry, I guess I didn't catch your name.
David Kinyonoff.
Oh, wonderful.
My sister is Naomi Bausch.
Oh, your sister. Oh, so glad to have
Shelley
you.
You have there?
Yes.
My cousin Michael. Sure.
Uh-huh.
Times.
Okay. And I think I didn't announce Saul Fader. Okay.
If I want to say something.
Yes, okay. Okay, please, everyone, Alan Small would like to say something. Please go ahead.
I'm sorry, the names don't sound familiar to me. Even though that I remember every little house in Ivye, and I remember everything, the names and all that, but of course, your grandchildren or great-grandchildren, the names are different, and I just don't remember the names, but otherwise, I can tell you anything about Ivye since 1933. Because my family moved into in 1928, but I remember everything since I was 5 years old. So my sisters went to the Polish public school, and I went to the Hebrew school. And then the war broke out in 1939. 1939, and the Russians came in, occupied everything, and everything went upside down. As a matter of fact, excuse me. Anybody wants to ask a question? But I remember everything in Ivye and everybody in Ivye. As a matter of fact, I get a lot of phone calls, and I remember ask me the name of my next door neighbor, and I wouldn't be able to tell you now. But ask me who was the policeman in 1939, and I'll tell you in Ivye. Me, it's because excuse me, I get phone calls from Israel if they want to know something, because in Israel there's only, let's say, one woman lives in I think not far from Tel Aviv. She's a year older than me, and the other two people live in Jerusalem. Well, maybe the names you heard, Coppert and I forget the other one. Because and they are close to 100 years old now already, and I'm the only one actually. So I'm in speak to Israel, at least they call me there a week, or sometimes every week, twice a week. They want to know certain things, what's the names and the places. So if you would ask me, tell me the name what it was before in Ivye, most probably I will remember them.
That's wonderful.
And I'll tell you something else that you might be interested in. I couldn't go after the war to Ivye
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Because I
Yes,
want to tell
yes.
you something very
At
interesting.
1939.
Yes, please. I think the people, other people, maybe if you could mute, we can hear Alan better.
Tom, I think you should mute everybody and let.
Oh, I have a
everybody
way
hear
to
Alan
mute.
then.
What are you doing?
Oh,
No,
let's see. I don't know. When I click on the arrow next to mute, I don't see when to mute everyone. I don't see, but I don't know how to do it. Do you know how to do it? To mute everyone?
David, mute David and Naomi. Please mute yourself. We could hear you.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. I can't find the button that says
All
mute
right.
everyone.
All right.
In the meantime, just let the people who are speaking speak.
Yes, okay. Let's let Alan Small tell us some more.
Can I talk to you now?
Absolutely.
Yes, please, yes.
Okay, so give me a few minutes and I'll tell you something very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, when the war broke out, everybody knows it was in 1939. Russia came in took over East Europe. Ivye was in PS, to make the other story short. And in 1941, when the Second World War broke out and Germany attacked Russia, Germany took it over, and they came in the 28th, a week later. German troops came in, and of course, the only people that volunteered to help the Nazis were the Polish people. Because I just want to emphasize that nobody forced them, but they volunteered. And children that went to school with my sister, children that went with my sister to the Polish school, you know, a lot of them volunteered and became Nazis. And they, okay. And then about a month later, a month later, they told all the Jewish men. Could I talk, please? I would appreciate it. Let me finish.
Yeah, please let him finish.
I cannot even tell you anything. I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I want you to know something. So
Yes.
give me a chance
Please
to
mute.
finish it.
Please mute yourselves.
Okay, can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, in 1939, when the war broke out, then Russia took over part of Ivye, and the other part, the western part, went to the Germans. In 1941, when they broke out, June 22nd, the Germans came in. And when the Germans came in a week later to my hometown, all the kids from the Polish school where my sister attended, because like I said before, my sisters went to the public school. I went to the Hebrew school, the Hebreische Schule, you know, and they volunteered to join the Nazis. Only the Polish boys there, not all of them 100%, but I said the majority. And then about a month later, they told all the Jewish men to report in the middle of the market, which was across my house, and I see in everything. And they picked out 220 men, you know, the rabbinical staff, the teachers, the business people, and they took him outside, including my father, and they shot everybody, 220 people. Okay, then they made I'm trying to tell you a little bit shorter, so because it would take a long time. Then 8 months later or 7 months later, they took all the Jews from all the shtetls surrounding Ivye, so they don't have to go from town to town and kill the Jews.
Oh my.
They brought them into to Ivye, and my house was part of the place where they made the ghetto, you know, with barbed wire and all that. So instead of me and my family, so I had about 10 people or maybe more lived in my house. But then, as I said, my father was dead already. And one May 8th, 1942, they surrounded the ghetto and kept us for 4 days in the ghetto because they started liquidating the Jews in the bigger cities and gave from one city to the other one. They started at May 8th, and they kept her under arrest in the houses from 8 to May 12th. To May 12th, they woke up everybody about 5 o'clock in the morning, and they chased everybody out, the children in the middle of Ivye had a center, and then everybody had to meet in the center of town, and then was a street to the right and a street to the left and a street straight ahead, which in German means geradeaus in German, straight ahead. and each family had to hold each by the arms, and as a family they used to walk down, and then there was a table, and there was a table sitting there with a Polak, you know, who became also a Nazi. He used to be the principal of the Polish school. You know, his son became worse than him and two Germans and the Polish people, and they used to say, decide who goes straight ahead and who goes to the right and left. So when they seen only a family with women alone and children, automatically they went straight ahead. So that was in early morning, and but of course my sister was going to my grandmother. She was 76 years old and older. She went part, so they told her to go straight ahead. I'm trying to make it short. By 12 o'clock, they were finished. They killed already 2,200 people, including my mother and my grandmother and my two sisters, and my friends, everybody.
And your mother was a midwife, is that right?
What is that?
No.
Your mother was a midwife?
No, not a midwife.
Was she delivering children?
No, midwife. No, my mother was a homemaker, you know what I mean? They all killed, but as everybody was running out to the street, they chased out, and I was holding on to my mother's hand and cried, I want to go. She says, you're not going to go with me. I said, no, Mom, I want to go with you. Go with me. And then we had an entrance to the attic from the house where you cannot see it. And you also had an entrance that from the outside. But for the outside, we broke the ladder. Where you go up in the ladder, there was a door open in the attic. So my mother said to me, you go and you're going to hide. And I started crying, and I didn't want to go. But she forced me to go to the attic. So I jumped and I went into the attic and hiding in a barrel, a big empty barrel was from herring, and I got into the barrel, and I was there for about a few hours, and all of a sudden I started hearing the machine guns going and all that, and finally by 12 o'clock, like I said, they had, I knew it then, they killed about 2,200, 2,200. So as my mother was killed, my grandmother was killed, and two of my sisters were killed, but my third sister, with the baby, her husband escaped in the Red Army, you know, but her husband's brother worked for the Germans making saddles for the cavalry. So she took him under the arm with the baby, pretending that she's his wife. So they let him go to the right because they needed him. So that's how my older sister survived, and everybody else was crying. And then when I heard a lot of voices in the house and screaming and yelling, I jumped out from the attic to the house, and I see maybe 20 or 25 people, and everybody's screaming. And I ran into the bedroom where my parents were sleeping, and I see my sister with the little baby and pulling her hair. She was so confused that she didn't know even that I was hiding. She forgot. And I jumped out and I ran in, and my sister is there pulling her hair and screaming, you know. And
oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my God.
So anyway, you might as well know what happened there after.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know it, because as a matter of fact, you know, I was traveling and I was all over to lecture about the Holocaust. And I was, but anyway, so my sister survived the baby, and then they came back in 1942, in the end of 1942, mixing up the dates. Then 42, they told all the Jews, the remaining Jews, to report in the market again and take all the clothing they have. They can take, then they'll take them to a different city. So that was bull, you know. I know already what's going to happen. So while everybody was trying to pack up whatever they can, you know, and I said to my sister, I'm going to take a look in the ghetto what's going on, because they allowed you to walk around, you know. And I walk over to the gate, you know, guarded by police, and I see they announced that all the Jewish men that work in the Garberite, where they make the leather, for the German cavalry and all that, they said to report to the gate. There were about 10 of them or 9 of them. And they opened up the gate and they were marching him to the place, to the tannery. Oh yeah, to the tannery. And I didn't think about anything, you know, and I got between them and I was marching with them to the tannery. And I turned my head and I see from far away my sister is waving to me. She saw me going with him. And then when we came to it, and 2 Polish policemen, you know, 2 Polish policemen were marching us, one in the front and one in the back. And the son from the Polish principal that I told you, his name was Wacek. He was a son of a gun, you know, that he says to me, oh, you're a wise guy, huh? You think you're going to escape? He says, I'll take the pleasure to kill you when we get into the tannery over there.
Oh my God.
So when it was a dumb Pollock, like you say, so when they open up the gate, instead of him staying in the back, the other one in the front, so he went pretty up front. As he went up front, there was a Polish farmer next door. So I ran away right away. I went into the farm and I ran in where the pigs are, and pigsty, you know, about maybe 5 or 10 pigs were there, and I closed behind me the door. And
oh my!
And they were looking all over for me, and the pigs were making a lot of noise because, you know, me being in the barn there where the pigs are. So he opens up the door, and the other policeman said to him, "What are you, stupid?" He wouldn't walk in like that here. And I was there, they let the pigs walking on me and the noise, and I waited for about maybe between an hour and 2 hours. And I said I couldn't stay there any longer. You know, I might as well go out and take a look. So I went out to take a look, and again, you know, Polacks, you know, they left the Jewish people working there without any guards. So I walked into the leather factory, and when they saw me, and I don't blame them, and they chased me out. They said, "Get out of here because they'll catch you and they'll kill us because of you." And here I have no place to go. I cannot go to the Germans and I cannot escape. So there were a Tatar village walking just about a quarter of a mile from the. And is my telephone?
No, that's all right. I'm gonna.
So there was a Tatar village, you know, and the Tatars were very friendly prior to the war with the Jewish people, you know, and we knew each other, you know. You have to realize a small town, and the village were all Tatars. So I ran into a Tatar. He left his barn open. I walked into the Tatar's barn, and I was hiding behind the hay there, but I forgot to close the door. So they got up, and the father and son, and they walk in. The son says to the father, "I closed it before I went to sleep. Somebody must be here." Ran in. So I ran out, you know, behind the hay. There was a lot of hay in the. And I ran in, and he says to me, the Tatar says, "I wish I could help you, but if they catch me with you, they'll kill me." So I ran out from that in the middle of the Tatar village, and I said, "What the hell am I going to do now?" I didn't know what to do, you know, 13 years old, you know. And so I keep walking, then I see another guy was walking, a Jewish guy, King Kulkin, as a matter of fact, Ivye King Kulkin, you know, he was the children, everybody's well known, you know, now in the United States, he came, and he said, and I says, "Let me go with you." So he says, "Where am I going to take you? I can't even find myself a place." He says, you better go your way." So I didn't know what to do. I go back to the tannery. I walk into the tannery, and they said to me again, "Oh, you better get out of here." And I found 2 more Jewish boys from the ghetto. They were older than me, about 2 or 3 years, and they're chasing us all out. So we cannot go with the main highway any place. So we had to go through the fields, you know, and it was snow, maybe 10 or 20 inches, you know, and we went about a mile to another town, and we stopped by a little river, a creek where the water never freezes, so they're under a tree. And we say to each other, them 2 and me, and I was the youngest one, "What are we going to do now?" I said, "You ask me, what are we going to do?" So one guy says, the older one says, "I got 500 rubles in my pocket. We'll stop and we'll buy a rifle from a farmer." I said, "Where are you going to go with a rifle?" I said, so anyway, they said, "You want to go with us or not?" So I said, "I'm not going any place. I'll wait till it gets dark, and then I'll decide what I want to do." And we hugged each other, And oh yeah, so they said they're gonna go from there. They'll try to go to Lida. Lida was a town, not a town, a city about 30 miles from us. I said, how are you gonna get to there? We'll walk when it gets dark, and we'll go down. I'm sure they didn't kill all the Jews over there. And I don't know, everything in my mind worked that I gotta survive. So I said, okay, so we hugged each other like this here, and we said goodbye. And they went, and I remained under the tree there, where we stopped. Now I said to myself, where am I going to go? I said, I don't know where to go now. But I wasn't born in Ivye. I was born in Mykolaiv. It's a village about 10 miles from Ivye, east of Ivye. So, and I also knew a lot of Tatars, Muslim live not far from where I'm talking about. And one of the Germans, when they killed my father, they also killed that time 220 Jewish men and one Tatar, because the Tatar was working the horses by the Russians when they came in. So because he accused them for working for the Russians, so they killed 220 men when they killed him, including my father, they killed that Tatar. So his son was there. I knew the house. So I said to myself, everything was telling me, and don't forget the age. I don't know, when I tell you this story, I don't believe it myself. I said, I'll stop. He's not going to turn me into the Germans, the guy, because his father was killed by the Germans. And I walk in, and he knew me because we knew each other over there. And he says to me, I'm sorry, I can't hide you. He says, because they'll find you here, they'll kill me, they'll kill you will need for hiding a Jew. He says, you can't. So he gave me a little package with bread and whatever it is. He says, you got to do whatever you can do. So now where am I stuck? So I'm stuck, and I don't know where to go. So I said, and my mind was driving me to go back to the village. What is that? And then my mind was pulling me to go back to the village where I was born. And
Yeah.
I can't so much noise.
Would you like help muting? Would people like help muting?
I what?
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So anyone other than Alan, if you look on your screen, you take your cursor and put it up to it depends on what kind of computer you have, but if you put it on where you can see your picture, where you can see your face or your name, there should be 3 little dots. You can click on that.
Yeah, what that do?
And it says mute my audio. Just click on mute my audio.
Mute, where it says mute my audio, but not mute.
Just click on mute my audio. Everyone but Alan should do that.
Because my name wasn't Alan. My name was
Emma and Michelle.
No, they're having mute their thing, so you can.
Otherwise Alan can't talk, right? Otherwise we can't hear him.
But excuse me, he has shared this with us at the last meeting. I think Tom has very important items on the cover on the meeting, and I'd like, Tom has.
I'm not trying to take over in any way. I'm just saying so that we can hear Alan.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Tom to ask.
what I'm saying is 310.
Tom to ask the question.
Tom has other items to cover, very important that he prepared.
Let's hear Avram Meir. Let's still hear Avram Meir. That's amazing.
No, we have to hear Alan. He's the most important.
Oh, yeah.
We have to hear Alan, everything he wants to say.
Oh.
Yes.
No, if I have anything, I appreciate what you just said, but if you let me say, I'll keep you there for 2 hours to tell you. I want
continue.
To ask me questions. I will be very glad to answer, because like I said, it's not only that, because I lectured and I traveled, and my younger son used to go with me to San Francisco, all over about it, and I also was a veteran from the Korean War, I was taken into American Army, and I came back and from 60 cents an hour that I was making to the country, I became president of the most famous companies. So, and here she's next to me, sitting my beautiful daughter, daughter-in-law, which she's my, I cannot even tell you, she's more than a daughter to me. She's fantastic. But anyway, so I cannot tell you everything, but I just want you to know that it wasn't easy, because that night when I escaped alone would take to make 2 hours to make a movie. You know what I mean? How I escaped and how I came back to my home, to the village where I was born, and where the people opened their arms for me to risk their lives to save me, because they were not Polacks, you know, they were white Russian or whatever, but that happened. They didn't participate in the killing the Jews or anything, and anyway, and I
All right, let him ask now.
Ask
so
me
you
the
relax,
questions,
or whatever
because,
it might
yeah,
not just be for you, it might be for other people.
ask me questions, you know, because if I go through, it'll take 2 hours, honestly. You know, and I would like to answer everyone's question.
Alan, hi. My name is Adam Suss. What was it like after the war? I mean, when did you know that the war was over? I want to hear about your first taste of freedom.
When did I know that the war is over?
When I want to hear about your emotion, about your first taste of freedom, when you realized no one's trying to kill you anymore.
When you found out the war is over and it's all done and you're free.
I want to know, like, what was going through your mind, what was happening.
And to answer you that question is that when I escaped and I came to that village, and again would take an hour, but I wound up joining the Russian partisans. I was 2 weeks short of my 15th birthday, and I joined behind the enemy lines, and I became a partisan. And by my 15th birthday, I joined them. And when I was 15 and a half, I learned how to kill not people, but Germans and Polish people. And I was there from 1943, January, till 1944, almost the end in the partisans. And then we were united with the Red Army. So I was not 18 years old, so because I was then 16 already. So they let me go home because you had to be 18 years old to be in the army. So everybody, all the partisans, including some guys from Ivye, from where I come from, and I see their faces, they went in right away to the Russian army. Some of them got killed on the front, you know, in the Russian army. So I came back to my hometown. You know, I came back to my hometown, and my house was standing there. I walked into my house, and I see strange people are living in the house, and I walked out. And I was there almost a year in Ivye, and I never walked in. I went to my cousin, also survived, and I slept on the floor. And I didn't, and then of course, for me to tell you that I participated in the, used to arrest the people that volunteered with the Germans, the Polacks, and I had to go to testify at the military tribunals, you know, it is very hard. I would love for you. By the way, you can go part of my life. You can go on YouTube, and you'll go on Alan Small's what is it? Up close and personal. You know, you'll see. You don't say YouTube, where you press in Alan Small, personal or whatever it is, up close and personal. So you'll see a lot of part about Ivye and about me. You know.
What about, okay, so that was a bit broad. What about something more specific? Do you remember the first time you had like a Hershey bar? Like you tasted chocolate for the first time. The first time, like you had just like something good. You tasted freedom.
Oh no! As far as the partisans, we were not hungry because we used to go and take food from the farmers. So I was never hungry.
After the partisans, when you know that the war was over, I want to hear about your first taste of chocolate.
Yeah, so after the war,
your first whiskey, I want to hear about that. Your first cigarette, I want to know about that.
I can.
Like your first drink, your first cigarette, your first.
Just your first time that you can relax.
No,
that you can go to sleep and like you know that you're going to wake up and no one's going to kill you.
Yes, very interesting question. When the war was still going on, and like I said, they took all the partisans to Minsk, to the capital of Belarus, and they had a big parade from the partisans. And like I said, because I cannot straight answer and then go back. So anyway, so they picked out. I was too young, and I had to go back. I'll tell you when I had a good meal. In those days, a good meal. If you have a nice piece of bread with butter and a piece of cheese, you had a good meal. What I had when I took a trucks that were going to the front, Russian trucks, and I jumped to one truck, and they had to go through my hometown to go west. And I said, the truck stopped in my town and I drove and I went away to my house. So when I went into my house, I told you that I walked out and I found out by then that my cousin, my second cousin, survived by the Belsky tribe, the Jewish one there. And he lives about a half a mile from my house with his wife and a little daughter. So this is where they talk about a good meal. So I said, in which house? And they told me, so I walked, and they didn't know that I survived, you know, I mean, and of course we embraced and all that. And they asked me right away, was it was hungry in Jewish, are you hungry? And I said, then I had a good meal, and and from there, then I was supposed to go to the Russian army. I was old enough. It's so hard for me to tell you. Anyway, in July, oh yeah, they said that since I was born in Poland, so I can go back to the Polish army. So, but my life in the Russian army was a very good life because it's hard for me to go into details because it's a very long story. But anyway, so on the way
Office after the army, I want to know right after the army when the war was done. I want to know about the first time you can relax. No war after the war, Alan.
Oh, what happened? Uh-oh, he's muted. Oh, no. Something happened to him. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Alan, you're muted right now. Can you unmute?
Who's the host here?
Yeah, Tom, as host, aren't you able to mute and unmute?
Tom.
I can mute people, but I can't unmute them.
Great. Could you mute Emma Svitkin?
All right. I just mute. Okay. But the Alan is muted. It won't let me
Robin
unmute.
Suss and Elena. Eventually, I guess who's ever sitting next to them.
Okay, Elena. Okay, I muted Elena.
And Robin Suss, my mom. And
I can try to call Alan.
Where is she? Oh, it's not in alphabetical order. Laura Bosch.
All right, there you go.
Okay, can you see me now?
Did you guys?
Yes.
Great.
That's my son.
Did you give my daddy the hook?
Oh.
Like in the old vaudeville act, you got to give him the hook sometimes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we will come back to you. What I would like to share with everyone now, there's a video interview with Riva Friedman, and I can share it with you. Okay, I'm gonna.
Who's Friedman?
She was born in Ivye she said in 1937.
She meant in 1930s. What happened? Tell me again.
She was. That's when she was born in Ivye, and I have a recording of a video interview with her that they have at the Holocaust Museum in Lower Manhattan, and I would like to play it for everyone if everyone is interested.
Shimon Goldschmidt, you said?
No, Friedman, Riva Friedman.
Shimon Friedman?
No, Riva, it's a woman. Her maiden name, that's her married name. Her last name before she was married was Angel. Riva Angel.
I have no, I'll tell you honestly, there's not a person that I don't know from the survivors. You know, and the name doesn't ring a bell to me. I don't know. Maybe
Oh, okay. Well, let me just put on and play the interview for you. Let's find it. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Okay, here. It's funny, I'm not doing it. I don't understand. Whiteboard, I don't.
No, because let me interrupt you. I apologize. But
Yeah.
you know, you cannot tell a story, this would happen, because you got to tell then how it happened. Because if I tell you something, what happened, we all know. They killed 6 million Jews, and the people were participated, Polish people or the Ukrainian people were the worst. The people that came to execute in Ivye, the 2,100, the 2,200 people in one day were Lithuanians and Ukrainians. So I was afraid more for the Ukrainian than for the Germans, But this is something like I said, I lectured. You can go, part of my life you can go in and see on the is it up close and personal on YouTube. So you'll see something, very interesting, because I live in a place in Ballin Isles in what do you call it, in Florida now. I'm here the last 20 years, and you'll also see that from getting 60 cents an hour. When I came here without knowing the language, I didn't go to school. I went only for about 4 weeks night school. I didn't understand more word in English. And I worked myself up, and I became president of a company. You probably hear Ann Klein and Company, and also Donna Karen, you heard of her, we were working with her. And I worked myself up from the floor, let's say, and I became president of the Ann Klein Company. And then I retired, and I live, and I have 2 sons, and I have grandchildren here and great-grandchildren. And I have a very comfortable life here, but I didn't give up. I speak about the Holocaust whenever people ask me. And I had, but in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, my proudest time in my life is when I testified before the military tribunals, and they sent Polacks in for life in prison. And I'll tell you I couldn't go back for about a number of years to take my kids back. I took my kids all over, and all that, but I couldn't back to my hometown to show them where it all happened. Because when I was testifying, but the war was still going on before the tribunals, and they sent a lot of my testimony. They sent Polish collaborators to prison, and one guy in it was in the capital of the state, because I testified. And as they took out one guy, and it turns around to me, he says, "Only if I'll be dead, but I'll find you and I'll kill you for the testimony you gave a Polish guy." So I told him that I don't want to repeat in English what I told him. I told him in Russian while they walked out, and they gave him 20 years hard labor. Who ever thought that he's going to come back, survive? Nobody survived 5 years in hard labor. So I wanted to take my kids. And then I had a couple of Jewish friends that still lived in town. They called me up. He says, "Alan, don't you dare." He survived and he came back in his life. So I waited till the guy dropped dead, and then I took my entire family and everybody to see where it all happened. But I waited till the guy dies. Otherwise, I couldn't, because I testified plenty tribunals, those things, that you cannot tell in a half an hour or in an hour. But I'm very glad that you guys are interested, and you should know, you can tell, not just me, that because how could it be? How could it be today when I talk about it? You know what I mean? Don't forget, I'm 94 years old, 94 and a half almost, and my mind, like I said before, I remember everything what happened there and the names. But my mind, if you like, I don't even know my next door neighbor, which I have the best in the world. With the right side and the left side, they do everything for me. I can't even pick up my mail every morning. You know what I mean? So. I remember, and I have 2 kids, children, grandchildren, and I'm here, hopefully, because whenever I have a chance, I still speak, you know what I mean, and And it's not easy for me, but what I accomplished is something I'm very proud of it, because without education, without a language, without anything, you know what I mean? And I was always out to help other people, and here I am. That's my daughter-in-law, but she's not my daughter-in-law, she's my daughter. I call her my daughter. She's the best, because she took care of me, when I was very sick a couple of years ago. I was sick, and nobody thought I'll survive. And it's meant, I always have a saying, is alles bashert, means bashert. You know what bashert in Yiddish is? It's meant to be. It's meant to be that I should be alive and be able to testify and to talk about it, because people say, oh, how could it be? How could it do this? How could it that? But I was there. I've seen, I have been, I survived, and that's, I don't know who to thank, the guy upstairs but I thank everything this to my mother. I'll be very honest with you. Always, I think, because she said the whole alles, they're hitting you there to say, I'll watch over you. And that was her last words, so I believe that she's there. And I talked to her. This is I'm not making this up, but I have something inside. Of course, I speak to my mother every day, and that's it. The life must go on. I'm very happy that I can help. I remember things that I get calls from Israel. Like I said, at least one a week for sure. Because nobody is who's I'm 94, and I remember. So let's say if there's two guys, like I said, close to 100, they don't know anything, already they're all gone. So I am very happy that I can give them the answers. And as a matter of fact, I had a woman, a journalist, believe it or not, a Polish journalist, because I don't have very good opinions about the Polish people, what they did to the Jews, But anyway, she is a very important writer. She went to Israel also to interview for a book. And they told her, if you want to know anything, they gave her my telephone number. And she came back from Berlin, and then she called and she wrote a book based on my testimony. It's a very important book too, So it's meant to be. It is meant to be to sit and talk to you. And I wish you all the very best, and you say your family, and just keep thinking about it, and good health for all of you. And thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try.
And anybody that wants to, you're welcome to call me on the telephone if you're in this area. I'll give you the same invitation. I live in a very beautiful, well-known place in Florida. And if you want to see it, it's Baldwin Isles Country Club, one of the biggest and the most well-known in Florida. Yes, and for a little boy from Ivye Mykolaiv that I can afford to live here, I'm very lucky, So you have my telephone number. You get and if you're in this area, or in Florida, call up, and I'm inviting you to come to my house for lunch or for a drink or anything. Just tell me that you heard me that time on the television here, because you're welcome. And
What is the name of the book?
Not only what?
What is the name of the book that the Polish writer wrote some book? What is the name?
My book?
No, you said that Polish writer.
Oh yeah. I forgot. She told me the book she wrote, but you would. I don't know. I can find out for you. I'll call up in Israel. Yeah.
If you allow, I'll call you.
Yeah, but too bad that I cannot show you my office, because in my office you would be mesmerized. Here I'm looking there, because I was the partisan, was the Russian army and the American army, with medals from both places. I got it all over the wall, and then I got over there everything. All the survivors, my hometown. It's to be here. You would walk into my office, you wouldn't never believe it, honestly, with pictures, everything about Ivye, the town where I come from, and all the books, and And there I have letters from what's his name, the well-known Jewish producer. What's his name in Hollywood?
Spielberg?
Huh?
Spielberg.
Yeah. But I have from him letters, and I had the letters from other places. There, I did a lot of things. But now it was meant for me to be alive, you know. But now, like I said, it is what it is, and I make the best of it. I didn't waste my life in San Francisco. Like I said, I was honored over there too, you know, in other places. This son that you just saw, he was going with me all the time wherever I went, and my daughter, you know, make him like her.
Oh.
Anyway,
Alan,
nice, and like I said, you're welcome. Just you can get my telephone number, and you're welcome. You'll be in this area, and just tell me that you saw me on the computer like tonight, and I'll invite you to my house. You'll be very
Alan?
pleasantly surprised. Thank you very much.
Alan, I don't know if you can hear me. This is Barry Goldsmith. I'm Shimon Goldsmith's son.
Of course, you.
Yeah, and I'm Shimon
I
Goldsmith's
know
son.
you, Barry.
You remember from the bungalow colonies?
Yeah. What are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I'm in Coral Springs, and I'm going to make an arrangement to come up and see you.
Coral Springs is very close by me.
Yeah, I know. Matter of fact, my wife met one of your sons not long ago in the optical store in Deerfield, and they spoke.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call you, and I'd love to meet with you and your family if I could.
Barry, I know you, Barry.
Of course you know me, yeah.
Yeah, I know you, Barry. Yeah. Oh my God.
I look like my father.
Nice.
I look like my father.
Listen,
Yeah.
I went to whose wedding did I go to? Yours that your father got to? You are Shimon.
It was my wedding. My wedding, yeah.
Yeah, you see,
That was
I was there.
That's 40, Alan.
You wedding? That was you.
That was 41 years ago, Alan.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was there when your father got to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Barry.
that was 41 years ago.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay.
I know.
I'm going to make an arrangement to come and see you. Okay.
Yeah, you said.
And I'd love to see your sons also. I remember Charlie, but I don't remember your other son.
Of course, yeah.
Where does he live?
Yeah.
Where do you live now?
I live in Coral Springs for the past 38 years.
He lives right near me.
Yeah.
Goldsmith.
Yeah, I live near you.
Wait, I live in Parkland.
Yeah, I know. My wife met your husband. He rides a motorcycle, right?
Well, that was maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that long ago because she met him and we were at the Jewish Motorcycle Club.
No,
So,
we
were talking.
No, he hasn't had it
Yeah.
for about 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Barry, that's
Okay.
of course. I was at a wedding. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But the wedding, when they rushed him to the hospital. But
What's gonna be? What was? Okay, Baruch Hashem. Everybody, we all had a good life, and I hope to see you soon. And I'll call up. I have your number here. I sent you an email
you'll be my best guest. Yeah, of course, Barry.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God, isn't that
All right.
something?
My phone number's on there now also. Okay.
All right, thank you soon.
I'll give it back to the moderator. Thank you very much, Tom.
Okay. What I would like to move on to something now. I would like to share a screen with you, my screen with you, right? And we want to get it. I have a document I want to put up. It's in the. Hold on. There is a song in the Ivye Yiskur book, a Purim song, right? And I have a recording of it sung by Fegele. Her married name is Sultan, but I think that her maiden name was something like Jarovsky, something like that, right? Yes. And first I want to show you the song, right? I'm scrolling down to find it now. Here. Okay.
So, Barry.
Wait, you can't talk to him now. Wait.
Okay, hold on. It should be coming. Why it's not coming? Okay, it's coming. Yeah, okay, can everybody see the screen now?
I can see the song, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know you recognize this song. I'm just gonna sing la 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 la. Sound familiar? La 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 la. Okay, so it's of course it's in Yiddish, and this is a translation I made in English down here. Good Purim, my beloved Jews, frolic and rejoice greatly. We have a God who takes care of us, for us Jews, as much as he can. Okay, so now I want to play you a recording. Hold on, I'm going to go out. Wait, how you do is stop the screen share and go in fresh because I need to turn on the sound. Okay, I'm going to turn on the sound, right? Share sound. Okay. And now I want to find for you in my folder called music. Okay. I have a recording I made of like it's a little group performing the song. Okay, I'm going to play it for you. Here we go. It's coming up. Why isn't it playing? Ah. Okay. Ready?
Love it.
Okay. Okay, now let's play for you the recording of Fegeles singing the song, and she's also talking about how everybody celebrated Purim in Ivye, right? So I'm going to put that on for you now. Here it comes.
Okay.
You might recognize her.
Da will ich erzählen, was wir sieben bei uns in Städtelflecken spielen, Purim-Spiel. Die alle Arbeiter und überhaupt gedenke an Kemenkerer, wo es das ganze Jahr gewesen als Schwarzer eingerichtet in Schase, nach Purim fleckt sich mit dem Moll einwaschen und wir flecken kennen, kann man nicht kennen, wir haben da wusste, dass er hat eine schöne Pony mit lachende Gegend und er fleckt unten ein Schwerdel mit der Passek, mit der Krähen und fleckt sein Prinz ein schweres und wir Kinder flecken noch hem nachlaufen und als sie flecken reingehen in ein jüdische Haus, flecken sie das singen nach. Good Purim, meine liebe Jiden.
I love it, that one.
Hulet uns aber weit zufrieden. Wir haben a Gott, was nimmt sich Fahr und Sohn. Fahr und Sieden, wie Wawa weiter konnte. Bim bam bam, bim bam bam, biba bam bam, biba bam. Bim bam bam, biba bam, biba bam bam bam. Danach kommen ein alter mit der größten Brot, mit der breiteren Saar. Gewähnen sie alle mal als Schuster, vielleicht sitzen eingewickelt, mit dem gar keiner gesehen. Noch vielleicht Purim vielleicht der Rüstbrett mit seiner breiten Plätze, ist unten ein Bord und vielleicht reingehen mit der großen Stecken und singen. Ich bin der alte Mann in Jankiv mit meinen 12 Sinn. Hab getan die Welt streiten, aher und ahin. Loven Aramei sind gegen mir gekommen und Gott hat getan an es und wir haben ihm beigekommen. Danach sind bei uns gewesen Pelische, Pritzim, hatten von sie gedacht, ich kriegen Geld, weil das alles ist getan geworden, Geld für meine Schritte und für Bekachele. Vielleicht man gehen zu Pelischen Ports und wir vielleicht singen an sie. Chwalcem Pana Bogu, niebieskiemu, stołam przyslan król, królem mlademu, und der Król fleckt entwickeln. Król, ja będę wszystkie nad wami, ja będę, ja sam princ, samin schitzer, oficer, jego mość. Flecken sie singen. Panie gospodinie, dajcie po poltinie, panie gospodarzy, dajcie po talarzy, a games ist nicht schön, im Purim-Spiel zu gehen, wir machen Sach mit Schuge wie Dareilim. Wir müssen das nicht, wir tun das nicht gehen, für sich allein, nur für Bickerchelim. Eben der Polish ist nicht, das ist gut. Das ist ein Schuh. Ich habe es übergenommen, bei uns haben die Jiden, die Schuster und die Schneider, die alle Arbeiter, was pflegen, vielen, also tun eine sehr gute Sache für den Städtel. Und es ist wirklich eine gute Sache. Also pflegen davon nicht singen in Polish, in Russisch, weil es ist uns gewöhnlich ein russischer Poritz. Das ist der Russisch. В нашем городе Иерусалиме говорили люди, по 3 раза они там бывали, мы согрешили через Бога, оттуда нам пригнали. Лохем из Россия бихажаен, давайте Раши. Das Lied, das hat man gedacht, wer es wird kennen, Russisch versteht, als die Grammatik ist sehr, sehr weit nicht richtig. Aber sie haben gewählt ausdrücken, als sie sind einmal gewesen in Jerusalem und sie sind einfach herausgetrunken von dort. Und als Alkein darf der Sudja, doch nur was sie bei uns gewesen, der russischen Städtel, geben Geld. Das ist alles. Das ist alles gewesen ein Purimspiel. Purimspiel,
yeah. Okay, I have another one I want to show you and then one to read something. I have to go to the documents. One moment. Okay, Purim text. I'm sorry, not Purim text. It's a Sonia poem. Okay, hold on. Sonia poem. Let's find it. Almost there.
Don't give me.
I don't see it. Oh. Let me try. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I have no.
Find it. I'm having a little to search to find it. It's in documents. All right. I don't know why it's not. Hold on. Let me try. Sonia poem. Hold on. I got it. Go a little farther. Sing and Sonia poem. Here it is. Okay, this is from the Ivye Yiskor book. This is Laurel Bellin's grandmother, Sonia Victor. And this is a poem she wrote about Ivye, right?
Hey,
And
Alan, I just want to add that her
I saw it before. I did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody sent it to me. Yeah.
Can I add her maiden name was Koster, Koster. It was shortened from Kashansky, in case anybody knew the family.
Bayarsky, you know, Rochel Bayarsky, she probably passed away already, you know?
Okay, anyway, I translated the poem and I think it would be very good to have, if I can read it and, so we have on the recording for everybody this beautiful, sad poem. Gone away is Ivye. When I remind myself of my town of Ivye, a shudder of horror on the subject comes to me in my bones. I cannot forget the greatness of the destruction as everyone murdered is gone away to nothingness. I shall eternally think of the nails in the Shabbos table of our dear family. Mother pours out the wine with care. Father says Kiddush and repeats the blessing over the wine. Between every delightful dish Mother serves, Father sings the Shabbos songs with us. How sweet did his heartfelt voice sound? It was even better than the greatest songs of praise. I shall forever be thankful for the shops, the gardens, the rivers, the mills, the forests, the orchards ripe with fruit. You could find dear bliss there, quiet and stillness. Gone away forever is Ivye, and in the future it won't be there anymore. Only for eternity she remains engraved in our minds. May God strengthen us and give us power, and in the cemetery my deeds should let me find comfort. I just wanted to share this with all of you because I think it is just very, very, very beautiful, this poem that she wrote. And of course, it's much better in Yiddish. And if I made any mistakes, anybody who wants to tell me what I have wrong, I will be happy to correct it. Okay. And let me see, was there something else? Yes, there's something else very important that I want to share with you. This is a document, it's a Marsha photo. Let me find it. And we want to ask Alan something about it. Hold on, it's coming. Coming. Wait a sec. Here. Okay.
Oh, I got this here.
You have that photo?
This is right in front of my, I have the entire picture right in front of my library.
It's in front of your library?
Yeah, I have that. Everything is right there. A big 8x10, no, a bigger one. I have that. And
it's in front of your library.
But wait a minute. That's me over there leaning against it says Yiska on top of the.
Yeah, That's you, this one?
Right there on top, right on
this
top.
This one?
Yeah, this one here, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, well, take a look, everyone, and please look and see.
That's me.
Right at the top, to the right of the Mogan David, that's Alan. Okay,
Yeah,
and so.
Me? I have this is the picture that it's taken in Germany.
Is it in the Neu Friemann?
Everybody's here. Here, Schumann is
on the bottom right.
And here the Ginsburgs. She just passed away.
Ginsburg. And so, is it where this is where you met Saul Fader?
Huh?
You met Saul Fader here?
Who? I don't follow you.
Saul Fader.
Saul?
Yes.
Saul wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I know a Saul.
Saul was.
Yeah, but here, this is right in front of me, a big, large picture. Because all these survivors from Ivye.
Okay, she says in the front you can see Max Shore and Saul and her parents and her brother. I don't know, somewhere in the front, I don't know which one is which, but anyway. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm so glad.
Goldsmith is all the way in the bottom right.
This is
bottom right. That's Simon. This one, Simon Goldsmith.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I don't know what I have for breakfast. I know the names, every one of them, and I have.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me, right over there.
Everybody. Take a good look. I don't know. I can't make it any bigger. I don't know. But anyway, you can see Alan right there as a young man. That's such a.
What is this a picture of?
He just passed away. He lived 100 years old. He was 101.
It's of course, it's all the people who came to this youth court for everybody who was killed in Ivye.
There's nobody alive there from them. They're all dead already. They couldn't be alive because don't forget, I was the youngest one there.
Yeah, that's right. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, what I would like, if you would want to hear it, the interview with Riva Friedman. Her maiden name was Angel. I'll put that one on now for everybody. It's a little bit long, but I think you're going to love it.
Oh, he's still on. He's just doing something.
Okay, I'm coming to it. It's coming soon.
I was there, and as a matter of fact, when I was there, when they took the picture, it took 2 hours to tell you what I did already by then.
Yeah.
I worked for the UNRWA, for the United, and then I became don't ask. They used to kiss me all the time. They used to love me. I lost everybody, and they treated me like it was their own son and brother, me and them. Oh, don't ask. My Yiddish name is Avromeya, Avromeya is dort sein, Avromeya geht daher, Avromeya geht dahin, make sure that I'm always there with them.
Okay, it's beautiful.
You
Tom,
want
what
something?
year was the picture?
Well, no, let me tell you something. You know, I spend more time in here because I like my computer and I do things, you know, I don't these stupid things there, you know, I like politics, so I was anyway, and here like my mind drifts away and I keep looking at a picture, and there's one picture, a big one I can't even show you now, in the Russian army, and I was the only one survived because they all went to Korea, and me they sent back to Europe because I passed the test in 3 languages, Polish, Russian, and German. So instead of me going to Korea, they sent me to Europe in the American army. And from there, I had such a great time. I went to Israel, and what happened to me in Israel and all that, Titi, it is almost impossible what I went through here. Everything, this is a library. I mean, I tell you, it is unbelievable, unbelievable.
That was his.
Wait, stay 1 second, don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go away.
Okay. I have one other one to share, but I think what we better do is we better admit Dr. Valigorska. I hope that I just admitted her. I hope that she's with us. And her colleague, Dr. Sorkina.
Can you see this here? Look. Can you see?
Oh.
You see?
Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's a fantastic photograph. Oh, thank you so much.
Who did it? That's when they liberated the Russian army. They came in, you know, and he was the guy that painted it with a pencil. You see here.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I got
beautiful photograph.
You walk into my library, you wouldn't believe it. Even letters from very important people, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm here. It's bashert for me to be alive and bashert to talk about it. I lost my mind in everything, but the memory is everything like yesterday happened, and I can talk and I live with it. And I want you to know something, and then I'll say goodbye to all of you.
Oh, okay.
I am very happy that you even wanted to see it, you know what I mean? And tell your kids and tell everybody, and all of you are welcome. If you pass by the area, you got my name, and you're welcome to come and see, and you'll be very, very surprised in my house. I live in a very nice place, and Ivye will never disappear from my mind, and also, of course, my family, and I'll say goodbye. I'm a little bit tired now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll say it. Oh, yeah, of course, I hear. It's right there. It's right there, here. You see that? My God. And I'll say, I wünsche allem gesund, mir soll da leben mit If you don't understand, ask somebody. That means you should stay healthy. If till next year we'll meet again, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Good help.
It's a treasure to have you with us and hear all of these incredible memories you have. Your mind is so sharp, so clear. It's so important. Okay, well, Dr. Sorkina, I think maybe you need to unmute, and you have a PowerPoint to show us. Is it correct?
The what? I didn't get it.
We have Dr. Sorkina with us, and she wants to share a PowerPoint sheet for you.
Yes.
Yes, can you? Oh, okay, you're unmuted. Okay, I don't know how to make you the host so you can share. Does somebody know how to do it? To make Ina the host?
I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I can tell you is that if I don't know something, you know, my son and my one thing I'll tell you, I swear, she's the best.
Oh, beautiful.
The best. They don't make him. And not only that, she was a basketball player when she went to school. She traveled all over. There were a picture in the paper, you know, and all that. She's wonderful.
Oh.
I was sick, and for 2 years ago, they thought I'm going to close my eyes, and she was she was sitting by my bed till 2 o'clock in the morning in the hospital. She's the best. The best. Okay, sei gesund, I'll say.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Small. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm hanging up, okay?
Okay, Dr. Sorkina, do you want to share your PowerPoint with us?
And yeah, you give the telephone. You got my phone, my phone is 561.
Yeah.
My phone is 561-691-5002.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Sei gesund. Bye.
Sei gesund. Okay, Dr. Sorkina, are you there?
Yes, this is my son.
Yes, dear participants, we would like to share a presentation, but we don't have possibility. Could you please share with us this option?
Okay, I don't know how to make you the host. We need to make her the host. Do you know how to do
Let me
that?
tell you
Tom,
something.
I just put it in the chat for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, all
just did
right.
that.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Sure.
When the telephone rings, and I don't know, a lot of times, because today nobody uses utility phones, I said, oh, I don't know. And then, but now I'll answer the telephone. You know, I mean, every time it rings, and introduce yourself right away. And I'm going to tell you, actually, you'll come in here, you'll see me, and you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. I'll be more than glad to, because I feel like we are not related, but we are related because backgrounds are from the same area, and I'm glad that I'll say thank you again, all of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, Dr. Sorkina, you're going to put your PowerPoint in the share in the chat?
What?
Dr. Sorkina.
We still do not know how to do it.
Oh, well, if you can bring it up on your computer. I think in order to share the screen, I need to make you the host. That one, I don't know how to do it. Does somebody know how to do it?
Yeah, this is Lee. I just put it in the chat for you, Tom, the instructions of how to
Where's
make
It
So
says
if you
here,
just look at- you
Laura
just-
Bex. Where's Laura?
Just if you go into your controls, do you know where that
No,
is?
on yours it says Laura Bex.
Control, no. At the bottom, it says security, participants, chat, share screen, pause, stop recording reactions, apps, whiteboard.
Laura Bex, you know, I like her. She's a very nice.
Does it say manage somewhere?
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, no, she's talking to me. I don't see manage. Let me try participants. Invite. No, that's
Yeah,
not
it
the
might
one.
be in participants, and then just
I'm very
hover over Dr. Sorkina's name and
Oh,
click
hold
on her
on.
name.
Oh,
And
wait,
then-
let me find. Okay, wait. That's funny. The little.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta hang up.
Oh, okay. I have her over her name.
Okay.
It says more. Okay, let me try more. Okay,
Welcome.
more. Make host. I see it. Make
Tell
host.
me, when you call, just tell me that that you see in here, and you'll be the best guest in my house. You wouldn't be disappointed. I promise you that.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Sorkina, you are now the host, so you can share your screen.
Yeah. Listen, 2 words I have. Sei gesund. I'll talk to
Sei
you.
gesund, Mr. Small. Sei
Bye
gesund.
now.
Okay, you should be able to share your screen now.
I can hear leaving the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, she started. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness. It's absolutely wonderful.
I got his pictures here, all of them, Ivye, you know.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe she can email it to all of us.
Oh, uh-huh. Well, if you can just go through whatever you want to do, it's fine.
No, if we could tell her, we have her email address. If she could just email us, that'd be even better because we can save it and study it.
Oh, okay. Is it okay with you, Dr. Sorkina?
You can listen. You can email. You got my email. You know. So.
Okay, we'll send it. She'll send it then.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't hear her talking. He's talking.
Oh.
Doctor, will you send it
Oh,
to
you
our
see
email
these two
address?
pictures? You see these two pictures? Wait, don't go in a place. This I remember when it was like that.
You send it to us?
Yeah, I went to the old shul before the fire, 1929. There was a fire and everything burned down. You know, yeah, I have that. You know that when I have when I watch this, I get myself in a different world, you know. And okay, I gotta hang up now. I can't-
Okay. Thank you, guys.
I have no strength anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So if you want to share, thank you. That's good. Then whatever you want to show us is fine.
Anything.
Do you see presentation now on the
Yes, we
screen?
do. Yes, yes.
Presentation.
So we were in Ivye on the 12th of May on the Memorial Day. So, and would like to introduce to your attention a presentation. Here you can see some photos. This is road signpost to the Stanevich Memorial. This is the road to the mass grave.
I recognize. Yes, yes.
All photos were made on the 12th of May, so 10 days ago. It was huge rain, so it rained heavily, as you see. So we visited a small exhibition, yes, which was in the museum. Also were some Jews from Lida, a small town near Grodno. Also came some Jews from Ivye, from Lida. It was large, big audience. This is the beginning of the official ceremony. This is some officials. The head of Ivyevsky district came to this ceremony. Also, the voices of Holocaust survivors and their descendants were heard. This is addressed by Tamara Borodach, addressed by Baruch Kopold, partisan of the Bielsky detachment. So, and addressed by Zinaida Lakhshtanova, daughter of Rubin Kikulkin. This is Grigory Abramovich, chief rabbi of the Religious Association of Progressive Judaism in the Republic of Belarus. He also took some speech. It was some musical also program. This is part of Remembrance Day. This was the participants. Natalia Mudryk was one of participants, deputy director of the Ivye Center for Culture and Leisure, director and manager of the Green Wagon People's Playhouse. And she was the author of this program to this Memorial Day. Some more photos, as you see. We also get acquainted with Valentina and her daughter Tatiana, daughter and granddaughter of Sholom Ginsburg from Borisovka near Ivye. This is a village near Ivye, and these two women are his daughter and granddaughter. And also Valentina sent us this photo, which was made in 1950, the photo of Sholom Ginsburg and his family. This is the photo of 1950. This is Sholom Ginsburg. And this is the photo of Memorial Day.
Sorry to interrupt.
And you can see this man, Sholom Ginsburg. He is here, yes, right, the first man from the right. This is the Memorial Day in 1983 in Stanevich. This is the building of Ivye Synagogue. This is former synagogue building. This building was demolished in 2014. And these are some photos of Ivye today. How this shtetl, yes, it looks like today. Some photos.
Came before the war. Yeah, yeah, like 30.
That's what I was saying. He came
33.
Yeah, and then he married.
Grandma.
Yeah, he was.
So he came before the war.
Yeah.
And this is the museum. Museum in the attic. So some photos. Some interesting fact that most of museum items were found in attics or in the basements of old houses, or purchased from the inhabitants, who decades after the Holocaust could still identify Jewish homes and Jewish belongings in their possessions. This is a former Jewish house in Ivye.
Yeah.
This is Ivan Buyko, the founder of the museum. Yes, you can see on this slide also a dreidel is a four-sided spinning top plate during one of the most important holidays, Jewish holidays, Hanukkah. Yes, and this also gramophone with Magen David, yes, and this gramophone belonged to Jewish family in 1934. This is former Jewish home in Ivye. So, and these documents, which you can see, were found in the attic of this house. Yes. So this is documents.
What is that?
This is the passport. This is the marriage certificate. This is passport of Kravets Aron Davidovich, one of the citizens, Jewish citizens of Ivye. Passport, marriage certificate, certificate of birth, and other documents. This one more former Jewish house in Ivye. And these kitchen utensils also were found in the attic of this Jewish house. This is very old Jewish things which belonged to Jewish family. Also, you can see Magen David on this, some piece. During the renovation of this house in Ivye, were found Jewish tombstones, mashevas, adapted to the steps of the porch. This is fragments of the Jewish cemetery fence. It was finally destroyed in the early 1970s. This is the wheel of history on the site of the destroyed Jewish cemetery in Ivye. This is how it looks like today. This is one of the balloons, and here is written that the building of synagogue in 18th century. The building of the former Tarbut school in Ivye, until recently there were Hebrew letters on the facade. The year of construction 1929. The photo was made in 2011. This is house of the Dvoretsky family in Ivye, which also unfortunately was demolished in 2015. But old nails were removed from a demolished Jewish house by local librarians in 2021. So this is things also from this old Jewish house. One more collector of Jewish heritage in Ivye, Alex Gushcha. And there are these photos are from his collection, ancient photos of Ivye. And also this photo from Alex Gushcha collection. The same to this photo. And the back side of this photo, we can see the signature. This is Ivye 1917. This photo was made in Ivye in 1917. So this is the last slide. This is the synagogue of Ivye. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Did you have some questions for the group also? Oh.
If I can ask the questions, I think it will
Yes,
work.
go right ahead. Yes.
My name is Magdalena Waligórska, and I work together with Ina Sorkina on this project. And it's thank you for inviting us and for giving us the possibility to tell you a little bit about our research. We are looking at the post-war history of Ivye and the history of the shtetl after 44 and what remained of it and what remained, as you could see, in people's possession in the town still, these little remnants, private objects that we keep finding. We would like to ask you if you are in the possession of any photos that you would like to share with us, your family photos or photos of Ivye that are in the possession of your families. That would be very helpful for us and would allow us to kind of build an archive of documents relating to Jewish history of Ivye. We are also particularly interested in objects that originate from the town of Ivye, that objects that in some miraculous way still remained in the possession of your families that you still might have, or objects that you brought from Ivye that you found. The histories of objects are fascinating to us, and we're trying to trace them. So if you have anything like that, we would be very interested in hearing these stories and having a look at the photographs that you might have. And if any of you is in the possession of a photograph of the Jewish cemetery of Ivye, that would be very interesting to us. We are trying to research now and reconstruct the history of the destruction of the cemetery and find out when exactly it was demolished, what were the phases in which it was being demolished, and when it was still standing. So if any of you, and I know that there are some families that still lived in Ivye after the war and emigrated later, if anybody of you has a photograph of the Jewish cemetery of the post-war period, that would be extremely valuable for us historians to be able to establish what happened when. And there is also one very particular story that we would like to ask you about. Maybe someone has heard something about it. And namely, researching the history of the cemetery, we found out that in the, was it in the 1950s or 60s, the last funeral, that there was the last funeral. Ina, ostatni pogrzeb był w którym roku?
Oh, I don't know. That one I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's just, we don't know precisely which year it was, but we heard the story that the remaining Jewish community of Ivye, so the remaining couple of families that still lived there until the 1980s, wanted to preserve the Jewish cemetery for as long as possible. And in order to preserve it, the cemetery had to be kind of an active cemetery. So they brought a body of a deceased Jewish woman from Lida to organize the burial in Ivye so that the cemetery could be kept longer. So this is the story that we heard about. We would be very interested to find out more about it. Is there anybody that heard about this funeral? Is there anybody that knows anything more about it? That would be it in terms of questions from us. But as I said, we would be very interested in hearing your experiences, also your experiences of coming back to Ivye, those of you who traveled back there to find out about the roots of your family. We would be interested to hear how it was for you to go back, what kind of an experience it was, what you encountered, what did local people tell you, what you went through, what kind of reactions, and so on. So thank you for your time so much, and it's
Oh,
a
thank
privilege
you.
to be able to listen to you.
Oh, it's an honor to have you with us. I'm going to check with my sister because my grandmother, we knew her with the last name of her second husband, Bessie Ginsburg, but she was really Bessie Epstein in Ivye, her maiden name. She brought some beautiful things with her, and I'm going to ask my sister if she still has them. There was a beautiful crystal flask for wine, and there were some Kiddush cups, kind of small ones. And the most beautiful one, I thought it was a salt cellar made out of sterling silver. And I know that my sister absolutely loved that. So I'm going to ask her if she still has it. Maybe she can take a picture of it and I could send it to you. I'll find out for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. That would be so wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, she might have some of the other stuff. There was a complete set of silverware, but I don't know if it was from Ivye or not, because my mother's mother, left a lot of things too, so she was from Lizova, right? So it could be that the silver set was not from Ivye, but I think that the Kiddush cups and the salt cellar and the crystal wine decanter, I think they're from Ivye. So I will find out for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Officially it's supposed to be just 10 more minutes. So what I think would be very, very appropriate for us to do, which they used to do at all the in-person meetings, would be for us to say Kaddish. So if everybody, anyone who wants to unmute, right? It looks like a lot of people are muted. If you want to unmute, and then when everybody's unmuted, we can say Kaddish together. I'll just give a little time. Everybody who wants to say the Kaddish, please unmute, right? Okay, some people are unmuting. Good, good, good. Okay, Adam Seuss and Dr. Sorkina, Ina Savitsky, Jordan, okay. Sahi Malamed is unmuted, okay. Anyone else? I don't know. Well, okay, maybe it's enough. Okay, so I'll give a little bit more time. Okay, let's say the Kaddish, everyone. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei rabbah. Yomad divrosei chirusei v'yamlich malchusei v'yatzmach kurkonei v'korev minchachem. Bereye chon yomei chon uvechaye dechol beis Yisrael ba'agolar uzmanim koriv Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mefarach Li'olam U'Lamei Omaya Yisparach V'Yishtabach V'Yispar V'Yisparam V'Yisnaseh V'Yishadar V'Yishalech V'Yishalal Shemei Dekudashah B'Richu Ve'ela Min Kol Birchasa V'Shirasa Tush B'Chasa V'Nechemasa Ta'amiran B'Yolma V'Yinasu Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlomo Rabba Amin Shemaya
Shemaya,
V'chayim
V'chayim
Tovim Aleinu
Aleinu
V'Yal Yisrael
Yisrael,
V'Yimru.
V'yamru, Amen.
Amen. Osei
Amen.
Shalom
Shalom
V'Imrama
b'mamav,
Hu Ya'aseh
v'yaseh
Shalom
shalom,
Aleinu
Aleinu v'yal
V'Yal
Yisrael,
Yisrael
v'yamru,
V'Yimru.
Amen.
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 Oh, thank you, everyone. We have a little time, Sahi Malama, did you want to share something with us?
If I can find my
Oh,
She's mute.
Sahi, can you unmute your phone? Yes, you are still muted. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh, rename.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Space it and put
I love you all. I enjoyed every minute of the song.
Thank you so much. Oh, and you provided so much important information for all of us. Thank you so much. I don't know if they would let us stay late. If you want to watch the interview with Riva Angel Freeman, right? It doesn't say, I don't know, not rename. I'm trying to figure out how to make myself the host again. I don't know how I do it. Participants, maybe?
We have already done.
Oh, you put me back. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'll put on
your phone
for you the here.
Actually,
Oh, let me try again. Okay, screen share sound is already on. Share. That's funny. It's not doing it. I don't know. Let me try it. Big one. All right. I don't know. Is it going to work? Let me try. The library. Yeah. Okay. It worked. Okay. What we want is documents. I'm sorry. Oh, it was already there. I shouldn't have gone away. Let me go down and find it. It's a Riva interview. Here. Okay, I'll put it on. And if anybody has to leave, that's okay too. Okay, I think it has a little bit. Let's skip it.
No.
Here's a. No, he hasn't. Hopefully he will. I'll email him again.
October the 14th, 1991. And my name is Dvorah Mann, and I'm interviewing Mrs. Riva Friedman.
There's another interview.
The video history project Jewish Heritage. Good morning, Riva. How are you?
Good morning, Dvorah.
We'll start with some general background. Riva, this is your married name, Friedman.
Right.
What was your maiden name?
My maiden name was Riva Angel.
Angel.
When and where were you born?
I was born in the town of Ivye in Poland in 1937. Well, my mother tells me that my birthday I was really born around Rosh Hashanah, which is September, but when we came to the United States, I made my birthday August 18, 1937.
You know why?
Because everything was destroyed. The birth certificates and the records were all destroyed, so she didn't remember.
Uh-huh. How do you spell the name of your town?
The name of my town is spelled Iwyer.
Ivyer?
Ivyer.
Ivyer. It was a town, a village?
I think it's a village. It's a very small town, not very much of a population. I don't know how much of a population.
Do you remember anything about your town, or did you hear anything about your hometown?
Well, the only thing I think I remember is my mother owned a big building. That's where we lived, before the war. And but when the Germans occupied our town, they took away our building because it was a very nice building for their offices. That's
You remember, or this?
I vaguely remember the building.
Yeah.
I think when we came back after the war, we went back to that building, I think.
So, how old were you when the war broke?
When the war broke out, I was 2 years old. When Germany attacked Poland, I was 2 years old, 1939.
You were the only child of your in your family then?
Right.
Mhm. You were actually a baby, and still you said that you have memories. You remember incidents. You remember things.
Yes, I remember incidences, but that was as the war went on. Well, one incident I remember is I think we ran away from a marketplace or a ghetto, and we were in about 4 or 5. We were in snow over my head. I think that's where I ruined my feet, and we were running, and I think we saw Germans following us in the snow, and we were running away from them. That's one incident. Another incident I remember. Should I go on?
Okay.
Another incident I remember is when we went down to the marketplace to get killed. It was my mother, myself, and my grandfather, Zelig, which is my mother's father. We were on the line to get killed. That I remember. I remember seeing dead bodies, on the floor. And I remember the Germans had like the billy sticks, hitting the people. And I remember my mother and I, we ran off the line. Because I think if we would have continued on the line, we would have gotten killed. Because I think the Germans did not want young women and children, because they wouldn't help them. They weren't like in the labor force. So I think they wanted to kill them. So we ran out in this line. We ran into this bombed out building. It was all bombed out. We were, running away from the Germans. And I don't know how long we were there. I think we were there for a while. I don't remember exactly. And then I remember, I think people were collecting the bodies in these wagons, and we were calling them. We weren't sure whether they were Germans or Jews. And they said they were going to come back later to get us, which I think they did.
What is the first memory? This killing or the snow? What was you remember?
I don't remember this.
You don't remember?
I think it was the snow was for. I don't remember that. Which was first? I don't remember. There was another incident that I remember.
Okay.
Another incident I remember is when, I don't know, we were also running away from the Germans, and in those, they had outhouses in the street. There were toilets in the street. And, we ran away from the marketplace, or also, of course, from always running away from the Germans. And we ran into my mother and I, into this outhouse, and it was all dirty. And there was a German that was right with his gun pointing to us to kill us. And he was like right in front of us, and he didn't get us, evidently. I remember that incident. Another incident.
You remember how old you were in this?
Well, I must have been like 4 or 5, around that, right? I don't know, around that age, because this all happened after 39. In 39, I was 2. 6. I really don't remember exactly the ages, but around that age. I think I remember another incident is also we were in some kind of like a basement or something where the Gentile people kept hay, and there was like a lot of smoke there or something, and we got tremendous headaches. We were hiding there for a short time or something.
Do you remember now how you felt in these incidents? Let's say when you were hiding in the German point.
How we felt? I don't know. Probably very scared. I mean, if the German would have caught us that day when we were in the outhouse, we would have been dead. He was pointing the gun at us.
Did you hear from your mother later on when and what were the circumstances, let's say, for running through the snow? Why did you run through the snow?
Well, we were always running away from the Germans and going to some destination. Maybe we were, I think Mom said before when you interviewed, I think we were running to go to the Gentile woman that hit us.
From the ghetto.
Right. We were hidden by this Gentile woman from a good part of the war. She hid us in our attic, She was very wonderful to us. She shared
This period you remember well?
Well, not really. That I remember from Mom telling me, you know, that where we hid and in the attic, and that she, you know, emptied our excretions, you know, every day. She was just a magnificent person. She shared the food with us. She hardly had any food herself to eat. She jeopardized her life, because if the Germans would have caught us hiding in her home, we all gotten killed, including her.
Do you remember where you lived there? In a house? Where
No, well, there were some other incidences, I think, which we didn't bring up. See, what happened is that when the war just broke out, my mother took me away to this other Gentile person that she knew. She felt that, you know, she wanted to save me, because this, you know, if she gets killed, okay, but she wanted to save my life. So she brought me to this Gentile man. I remember that. And, you know, I remember I had to sleep on this oven, this hot oven, which I was miserable. You know, it was so hot. And he used to steal my clothes every day. When I used to wake up, I'd be missing something. And I used to look out the window and cry every day. And the snow was very high, so I wanted my mother. And till finally he got her for me, because I didn't want to stay there. What happened also one time was that my mother and I went to hide by him, and he got drunk, and he said that he was a drunkard. He said he's going to report us to German, so we left, because if we didn't, he would have reported us to German and we would have gotten killed. So I remember that slightly, you know.
What you remember, you don't remember where and when it was, just as...
Well, where this first incident, where I told you when my mother left me, it was also in the village. The name of the village, no, I don't know. It was also in the village right near Ivye. See, my mother knows all these villages because it wasn't far from Ivye. You see, my grandparents and my great-grandparents, you know, they made the cheese, you know, on my mother's side. My mother's parents, that's how they made a living with these Gentile women. They made cheese and then sold it, you know. So they knew all the Gentile people in the village. They lived with them all their lives. That's why they hit us, one of them, you know, during the war.
What was her name, your mother said?
Katerina. Katerina.
I have it.
And I think the town was called Babinsk. I think my mother said the name of the town was Babinsk. And the name of the woman was Katerina, and Yavan, I think is her. Yanova is her husband. I think I remember incidences when it was springtime and we were hiding in the forest, and everything was blooming, you know. I remember that.
You remember what did you eat during hiding?
When we hid in the forest for some time, I don't, you know, grass, blueberries. It was you know, it was the season for that. And we slept there. I think it was for a while that we were in the forest.
You remember sleeping in a forest?
I think so.
Your mother mentioned that you were hiding together with your aunt and your cousin. Right? In the forest, you were also the four of you together?
I think we were always together.
Did you meet other people in the forest?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Don't remember.
But we were always together, the four of us. Right.
Надо что-то
But you know what was his
well,
name?
I remember his name. My son is named after him. My youngest son, his name is
Hirsch.
Right. His name was, Jewish name was Herschel, and his Hebrew was He was my paternal father, but him I really didn't know because, as I told you, when the war just broke out, they called all the educated, all the rabbis and all the educated people, business people. They called them out on this marketplace, and then they took them in the inner city or in the suburbs of the village, and they dug their own graves and they killed them. So I don't really remember my paternal father.
You have one picture before the war of yourself.
Oh, yes. This is a picture of me when I was 3 years old.
The little one on the left.
Little pictures of me when I was 3 years old.
Maybe even before.
Or maybe I was younger.
Maybe
I
two,
don't
because
really.
it's before the war.
Yeah, I don't really remember. It says here in Hebrew. Maybe you could read what it says in Hebrew here.
It's in Yiddish, maybe.
Would you like to, please? What does it say?
Andek für Schöne. It's like in memory.
Oh, it's Yiddish?
It's Yiddish, yeah. Yeah, we have to read it later, maybe.
It's
where was it taken?
I really don't know where this was taken. I don't know where this was. This was my mother's niece. And so that was my first cousin.
And you kept it during the war?
No, this picture. No, everything was destroyed. My mother didn't have anything. But what happened is my mother's cousins and friends, they left for Africa. These people, when they had big migrations from different organizations in Europe, that my mother was part of, Shamba Hatzair. So
you can put the picture.
So my mother was, my mother was friendly with her cousins. She kept in touch after the war. I don't know how she located them, and they sent her this picture because that's the only picture she has of me and her niece. They sent her this picture of me.
What else do you remember from your hiding? This was for 2 years, the hiding
what
period.
I remember from hiding? See, my mother would remember much more. All those incidents that I tell you, those are the only incidences that I remember.
Remember what kind of child? I mean, this was. You remember the very strong incident, but otherwise.
I don't remember.
It was like blacked out.
I don't remember anything. Never no childhood, really.
Of course, you didn't go out of house. You remember staying all day at home?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we were able to go out.
So
because you don't know when the Germans would be roaming around. They were all around. They took over the town, so you don't know when they'd be roaming around. They'd
what
shoot
did you do all day long? What do you remember?
I don't know. I don't know. See, my mother would know that.
But you don't remember what?
No.
What did you do? Your mother said that you had a special place on the roof.
Oh yes, it was there. That's
you
right.
Remember
we were in
this?
the attic. I don't really remember that, but we were hiding in the attic, and she built the place for us. She was so good to hide us.
These memories that you shared with us before, about the dead, and you recall them now for the interview, but do you think of them more than once? Or
now? No.
No, it's like...
No, I don't know. I've so many years have passed, and I don't, it's like part of life. I don't think of it much. No. I don't think of it much. I think what I do think once in a blue, rarely, is that I'm fortunate that I wasn't in the concentration camps where they had the numbers and where they suffered more than I did. I suffered enough, but I think there was no comparison to where they got burned and maimed and tortured.
The people that hid you, Katerina and her family, you remember her children, her family?
No, I don't. I don't remember anything.
And when the war ended?
When the war ended, I think I remember this incident, that when we left, we were also elated, that the war ended and we were going back to our town. I think we bunked into 3 Germans, and I don't know, we were lucky. They could have killed us right there and then, even when the war was over already.
Where did you go? You left?
We left, I don't know, I think we went back to our town after the hiding. We went back to the bombed out town. There was nothing left there.
You remember going back?
Very slightly, really. very
How old
slow.
were you then?
I guess when the war was over, 45 and 39, so I was 6 years old.
No, 37.
37, and that's
So,
right.
8 years old.
8 years old, right. 8 years old.
And where did you go from there?
If from the town, we went to, I don't know how long we stayed there, and then we were Polish citizens, like my mother mentioned before, and they allowed us to go wherever we liked, and we went to Italy in a deep displaced camp. That's where Gail was born in Italy.
You remember the journey?
The journey, no. I think in train, we were in a crowded train.
Did you go, you and your mother alone, or with your aunt?
No, I think at that time, you know, we went with my father already. And
What your father, not?
Tovia. My father, Tovia. My mother, I think, got married.
You have a picture?
Oh, yes, right. I have a picture of Tovia
You
and my
remember,
mother.
you remember when she got married?
No, not really, exactly. Yeah, here is, well, this is 1947. This was before we came to the United States. And this is my mother.
They got married in the hometown or in the DP camp?
Hometown. In the hometown they got married.
So it was...
Right after the war they got married.
And then you went together
Then we all went to, we left Ivye and we went to Italy. How the route we took, I don't really remember. Well, but in Italy, you know, my mother and father, my sister Gail was born in Italy.
The baby here.
Yeah, right. It's my sister
This
Gail.
is in the DP camp?
Right.
Which
in
was the DP camp.
Yeah, right? In La Dispoli?
Yeah, La Dispoli, right. That's what your mother said.
Right, that was in the
Do you remember anything from the life in the DP camp?
No, I don't. Actually, I was older, but I don't. I think I went to school there. Remember, I really didn't have any schooling all along. I think I went to school there.
For the first time in your life?
I think so. I don't think I ever went to school because it was always war. It was, you know, we weren't in any place. It was war. I think that was the first time I had school, and my father was a teacher. He was a teacher before the war. Oh, this is my sister Gail. That was in Italy. And this is me when we came to the United States. I was 10 years old, right near the Statue of Liberty.
This you remember the journey to the United States?
When we came to the United States?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have an incident that I remember when I came to the United States. When I got off, we were on this very big boat that was called Saturnia. And when I got off the boat, you know, I never saw any black people my whole life. So it was a very astonishing thing to see black people. And I never knew about gum. And I was wondering what they were chewing all this time. They weren't swallowing food. I was amazed by that. I remember that. And we went to an aunt of mine. Actually, there were people that sponsored us to come to the United States. You just couldn't come to the United States unless you were sponsored by people that said they would support you and be responsible for you. Actually, we had a few choices. I think because we have a big family in Israel. You know, my father's side, they all went to Israel in when they had the big aliyahs, you know, 1927, 1920, I don't know. They all migrated to Israel. We could have gone over there, and we could have gone to Africa, but for some reason we chose to stay here, to come here to the United States. Also, my father was a rabbi, so that was
your father you speak about.
Right, he was a rabbi. He had smichas. He was a very educated man. He went to the Mirror Yeshiva. That was a very big yeshiva.
What's the name of your father?
His name is Tovia. His name was Tovia.
Tovia Angel.
Rabbi Tovia.
He raised you.
Right.
So you have one sister, Gail.
2 sisters, Gail and Zelda.
And they all live here.
Yes, in the United States.
Yeah. And you have a family?
Well, me, I'm married, sure, and I have 2 sons, Sam and Kevin.
What are they doing?
Oh, my son Sam was working, graduated from Cornell, and he does marketing, he's in advertising, and my son Kevin presently is going to Northwestern University.
do you think, going back, we heard all your story, that there are additional things that you want to add about your childhood experience? You mentioned before.
It was bad experiences. Not pleasant, miserable.
When you came to the United States, you went to school?
That was actually, I hardly had any schooling. I went right into the 5th grade when I came to the United States, and I completed high school, and I have a few college credits because I presently work as a school secretary for the Board of Education. I work in a high school, so the requirements were you had to have some 30 college credits, which I have. And I'm going to work now. But
if you want to relate to your childhood, to which part of childhood, when people talk about their childhood, do you relate to the past before America, or it started for you in America here?
I guess it started really in America.
And how can you describe?
It wasn't really so pleasant. We were very poor when we came to America, until we, sort of made half-decent living, my father.
And how can you describe the period of time before coming to America for you?
Not so pleasant, always running away from the Germans.
That's what you remember?
Well, that's what I did. Starving and fears, always in fears.
Do you remember the fears?
Well, I don't remember the fears, but I guess it left some fears to now.
What, please?
I said the fears may have came over to now. Fears that I have.
Она рассказывает все время.
Fears.
Я ее знаю.
When you live through incidences like that.
Мы когда-то с ней были в одной колонии. Upstate.
But I guess my experience is much better than some other people that had. I always compare that. At least, I had some food sometimes.
You were always with your mother?
Yeah, I was. Well, except for that time that I was separated. She wanted to. Well, if it wasn't for my mother, I wouldn't survive. It was my mother who really. There were people, I think, that left their children. It was survival of the fittest, I guess. But it was my mother who held on to me all the time. I'm crying now.
Maybe now it would be right that we'll call also, I hope, now we can
mother?
call your mother.
I don't know, my mother,
and we can hear her story,
I don't know.
about your
I don't know if she wants
survivor.
You want me to call her?
We'll stop here. And
that's all I really remember.
Good.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Is there anyone else who wanted to say something, to tell us something before we sign off?
Thank you. That was great. That was great meeting today. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was very interesting.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that we got everyone together. And as soon as I get the link for the recording of the meeting, I will send it out to everyone so that the people who couldn't make it today can still hear it. And, like we say in the Seder, Hashana Haba'ah, we will do this again next year. So thank you, everyone, for coming. It was absolutely wonderful and so great to see all of you. And okay, I think maybe I'll just turn it off. And we'll be in touch, and we'll do this again next year. And it was wonderful, especially to have Alan Small with us.
And guys from Belarus, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and if I get the photographs from my sister of the salt cellar and the wine decanter and the Kiddush cups from Ivye, I will share the pictures with everyone. Okay, so thank you, everyone, and I'm going to turn it off now. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.